Tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life. So come on, just tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life.
Hello, welcome. I am super excited to be here today. I'm Amy Honey.
Jamie Honey.
And we have a couple of really great authors that we're going to get to have the privilege of speaking to today. And I'm going to bring the first one on right away. Her name is Lois Koffie, and she's a professional speaker, sales trainer. So she's like right in line with what I love. I am super passionate about sales. She's the best-selling author of Fearless Entrepreneurs, and she's an Ironman triathlete that has coached thousands of people in business and healthy lifestyles for the last 22 years. So we have a lot in common and a lot to talk about. She pivoted like many in 2020 without having an email list or a podcast or even a tribe online. And so she had always focused on face-to-face sales for 20 years. I had too. I love belly to belly. That's my favorite way to connect with people. And Jamie too. Jamie loves connecting belly to belly. He'd prefer to see you in person. And
it's because of the, well, I'll talk about why in a moment.
Okay.
Let's hurry up and bring Lois on.
So she went from 0 sales online to 5 figures in a month.
That's a good time frame.
5 figures a month in less than 6 months with permission-based lead generation online. And now coaches, affiliate marketers and speakers, they hire her to do the same pivoting within 6 months guaranteed and to live their best life. So she's now a multiple 5 figures a month in 9 months of starting at a ground zero online.
So she's a professional speaker, sales trainer, coach, and so much more.
Absolutely. Hi, hello.
Hello, everyone. How we doing?
Good. It's great to see you. I'm so glad you joined us today. I reached out to her on LinkedIn. She didn't know me from Adam, and she still said yes.
Oh, well, that's because you're Amy, not Adam.
But we connected, and it was great to get to know her. And so I'm super excited. I'm going to pull her book up on the carousel. Evan's family has joined us. Hello, Evan's family.
Yay.
Oh, she's got her book there, Fearless Entrepreneur.
Awesome.
You can purchase this in the carousel. I'm going to highlight it right now. So you can purchase her book. Where did it go? I thought I had moved it.
Yeah, it's really cool. I actually just got the big box of all of the supply, so I'm super excited. Just hot off the press.
The Fearless Entrepreneur. Hold that up again.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, so there's probably a couple different.
Do you realize it's on sale right now on Amazon for 99 cents?
Sweet.
Yeah, grab that. It's normally It's normally $14.99, so it's 93% off. So, guys, 99 cents. You can go grab Lois's book.
Awesome.
And I'm saying your name right. It's Lois, right? Not Louise.
Yeah, just think of Superman, his girlfriend Lois Lane.
Lois Lane. Ooh, nice reference. That's awesome.
I've moved.
Oh, there it is. Here we go. Check that out. 99 cents on Kindle.
I'll have to do it this way.
Wow. Fearless, be more.
Well, that's very cool because I played Superman for Warner Bros. Movie World. So
oh my gosh.
Here we go. We're two superheroes come together over time and space.
So, Lois, what do you think was the key to your sales success? What do you think what was the flip? What happened?
Well, I had to be open. I had to change my mind. I was so against social media marketing. I was so ready to get off of social media, to be honest with you. I was also really anti-email campaigns and email lists because I thought they were spam. And who am I to send emails? Who's going to open them? You know, I had all these limiting beliefs. And so, as I like to jokingly say, I got religion real fast and recognized I actually had deja vu, to be honest with you. In the Great Recession in 2007, I lost everything in real estate. I had 3 companies, all real estate related. So I was homeless and had my car repossessed the day before my 30th birthday. And a coach and a mentor at that time said, Lois, the money's in the list. build an email list. And this was when Facebook was just starting and LinkedIn was still kind of new and all of that. And I was just like, no. Why would I do that? That seems silly. And I got to be telling you, I'd probably be a multimillionaire if I had listened to them. So I had that moment of experience in 2007, and fast forward to 2020, it was like deja vu. I was like, oh my gosh, I know what I didn't do last, experience, we'll call it, that I probably really would have been happy I had done, because I would have been pandemic proof. As it was, I wasn't ever an online salesperson. Give me a business card, give me the 3-foot rule, you meet me in the bank, the beer, the bar, not the beer, the bar, wherever. And inevitably you were going to end up, having a cup of coffee with me or something. Somehow you were going to buy or do some kind of business with me within the next 60 days. And I never did online sales before. So I had to figure it out. And thankfully I hired the right coaches. Thankfully, I was able to just be maniac on a mission and go for it, because, we had to. We had just moved to Southern California, from Minnesota. My husband's job was going away, or his contract job income was going bye-bye. And this was all amidst homeschooling for the first time in the middle of a pandemic and a lot of other stuff. So,
wow.
How many were you homeschooling?
2.
We have one little one right now that's at homeschool, and it's definitely he's our grandson, so we're not having to, the mom is, my daughter's doing most of the work, but it's still like, wow, it's a lot of work, so so to be clear, back in 2007 you had a coach that gave you the advice, but you didn't take the advice, right?
Correct.
And you regretted that so when you made the switch, this was at the beginning of the pandemic?
Yeah, so it was actually, to be full disclosure, I've been a salesperson for a lot of other industries, a lot of other companies. And in 2019, something within me, my spirit just said, Lois, you're such a good salesperson. Why do you have to go and sell and make these companies millions? Why don't you carve out your own, right? And so I even got a coaching certification. I was all in, and I was going to do in-person workshops. I was going to fly around the country and do sales training to companies, corporations, sales teams. And that was January of 2020. And then everything changed real quick. And I didn't have the email list. I didn't have a podcast. I didn't have anything online. And I even, my LinkedIn profile was really dusty, had some cobwebs on it. So I would have, back, even 2 years ago, I would have probably known how to even have a conversation with you to get here right now.
Wow. That's amazing, Lois. That is amazing. I love it. And you know what? Sometimes it takes that, like I talk to people all the time. I'm super passionate about sales. And I love to start taking making, sales is kind of a dirty word for a lot of people. So I love to start helping people to just shift their mindset about it. Because the reality is that we actually love to shop. We love to buy stuff. I love it when salespeople try to sell me stuff. Try to sell me stuff. I love to get sold, because I love sales. Because to me, I don't look at it as I'm just trying to sell you something and make money. If it's not going to benefit you, I'm not going to sell it to you. And that's, like you said, permission-based sales, number one, and then also ethical sales. Like, I'm not going to put someone into a deal that's not going to give them a good ROI or get them the result that they're looking for,
Yeah, agreed.
So I love that. And then the other thing, I talk to lots of women. There's a quote that was in Forbes that I absolutely love. And it was, in a world that equates money with power, the best way to help women rise up is to make them wealthy. And so I got really passionate about women and money, and specifically because we've got kind of a lot of baggage around money.
Oh, you think? For sure. Oh yeah, I grew up with a lot of scarcity, for sure, and I can so identify with that on so many levels. And then there's like that whole glass ceiling thing and all that crap, where we're here to help each other and serve one another and get paid what we're worth, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I grew up in a household. So my husband and I term these ninja thoughts because of these are the thoughts that kind of sit on your shoulder, and they're designed to protect your beliefs. So whatever your belief is, it's going to protect it. And it's going to come in, this thought, the ninja is going to come in. And if you believe that you don't deserve it, the ninja is going to protect that you don't deserve it. And it's going to be there like fighting for you to not deserve it, right? And so growing up, my limiting beliefs around money, I grew up in a wealthy family. I was adopted, but the underlying message was that women really shouldn't play with money. It's for men,
right?
You know. And so to get rid of that was like, whew, I mean, that was a rough one to get rid of. That was a rough ninja thought that I still fight from time to time.
It's so ingrained. Our subconscious has been so hardwired. And it's funny you mentioned that. When I was in my 20s, when I saw in real estate, I saw Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn and all the old greats, right? That was who inspired me to do what I do today. So I'm excited for more female sales trainers to come into this world and really change the way, because I agree with you. Sales is not a swear word. It's actually spiritual. It's service. It's your ability to serve another human being, and that's an unlimited income, but an unlimited calling, and so fulfilling. So I want to help shift that paradigm with people, because a lot of times people think of the used car sales approach, which is not so much permission based, right? You even saw the Super Bowl. I don't know if you saw that commercial with the guy with the jumper cables, and the guy is strapped in a car at the car dealership, and he says, "So you ready to buy?" So, I mean, it seems antiquated, but I think people still feel that way. And when the pandemic started, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I got tons of spam, like all these messages, these scarcity messages, right? Yes. Scarcity is forced sales. Hey, watch this video, buy my stuff. Here's my link, join my team. And you don't know what people are going through. You're just trying to go for the jugular and have the hunter approach. And so that's part of what I talk about in the book. Part of this is a compilation book, if you guys didn't know that. So I wrote a chapter called The Pandemic Pivot of 2020, and how I, very, very anti-social media messaging for sales, now did a 180 and see it the same way as a handshake or an opportunity to just connect with another person, over however many miles that we may be apart.
Well, and it really opened the door. It opened the door for us because we were always flying into a location and then setting up a hotel room. I mean, it was
a lot of work,
a grind, and then we were exhausted because we're jumping time zones, and sometimes like overseas, sometimes it would be like all the way to England or Singapore or wherever. And so then we're jumping time zones and we're jet lagged, and then we're getting up the next morning at 7 a.m. to let everybody in at 9 a.m. and make sure everything's set, and we're not done until 10 o'clock at night, like for 3 days in a row. And now we literally, I mean, there's days where we just throw on our sports coat and we head up to the office, and I've bare feet and worn a pair of high heels in 2 years.
Me neither. Yeah, it's probably going on a little bit longer than 2 years since I've been in high heels.
Yeah.
We got JC, mom of 3, just joined us.
We got Evan's family. You guys are on the prize wheel,
yep,
JC
yep.
and Evan's family.
Real quick, we have a book that we're giving away today. It's The Study of Roots of Language. It's a student workbook. I didn't get Lois's book in time, but if we get one, we'll throw it on the prize wheel for you guys. No worries, but we'll give this one away today. Pretty soon we'll have a whole bunch of books on there, but we just started last week on this particular show. So this is The Study of Roots of Language student workbook. It's by Shayna Gastfreund, and it's also on the carousel down below as well. So we'll be giving that away. So you guys are on the prize wheel. Cool.
So Lois, what was the moment, if you can think back to that one point in time where you're like, hey, I'm going to write a book, and you actually took that action?
Well, I've actually done 2 books. I self-published one again during the recession because I had a lot of time on my hands. So I decided, you know what, I have something to say. I don't know who's gonna listen, but I have something to say. So I had a little bit of that experience back then. Then motherhood took over. I don't know if anybody's ever had mom brain. I actually lost. It was so sad. I still remember this because I used to blog or write something every day before kids. And then after having kids, it was like I lost my creative flow, right? It went to my children, and which is a beautiful thing, a great gift. But I was really, really sad to not pick up and just write again. So the pandemic, enter in stage left, is what got me to slow down because I had gotten on the hamster wheel of life, was becoming a 7-day-a-week workaholic, not seeing my kids, going all these different things and working nights and weekends, all of the stuff. And that wasn't really me, but I thought I had to, right? And so when I started my podcast, it was called Healthy and Wealthy and Wise. And I was like, I'm coming back to Lois. I'm coming back to center. Thank you, pandemic. For me, the massive silver linings and wake-up calls. I had my brother dropped dead at 49. My mom died right after him. And then I also had 2 friends commit suicide, like in a really short period of time, right at the beginning of the pandemic, on top of everything else. So it was really like I don't know if I can swear on here. Can I say a bad word? Is that okay or no?
I don't think you can, actually.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Normally, me, I cuss like a sailor, but
No, that's okay. So let's just say I had a swift kick in the butt.
Okay.
All right? And a wake-up call multiple times over. And I said, you know what? Life is short. Who knows what tomorrow will bring and when I'll be drawing my last breath. So I got invited to be a part of this book compilation. I was already starting to think about what is my next book? And boom, there you go, right? To think is to create. And so I wrote my compilation, or the chapter, over Christmas break, my first full week off at Christmas last year, and probably over a decade where I just did nothing but write, sleep, eat, rinse and repeat, hang out with the kids, and all of the fun stuff. And so that was a long answer to your question, but it was a whole bunch of stuff that was going on within me that said, you know what, I got to leave something behind. And I do talk about my story and how 2020 woke me up to my truth, and overcame a lot of fears, hence the name, The Fearless Entrepreneurs. And so that's really what happened.
I think 2020 really woke a lot of people up. I mean, when we go through our hardest times, and Jamie and I have a 3-step to overcoming obstacles, but when we go through our hardest times, it's almost like being put to the fire, and that's when change takes place, because that's when we get resourceful. We don't get resourceful until we hit our oh crap moment, It's like it's literally the way the brain thinks, is like, oh crap, I can't live like this anymore. I'm going to die. I got to fix this, right? But what if we could get resourceful now? Like, what if we could tap into that before we hit that oh crap moment? But I think 2020 did that for a lot of us. And all of us are, as hard as it's been, all of us, it's been tough. And I don't want to negate anybody that lost somebody to this, because that, to me, the thing that I teach, what I try to teach our grandson is, if it can be fixed with money, it's not a problem. The bigger problems are illness, sickness, death. Those are the bigger problems. Those are the real problems, right? Because if we can just get resourceful, we can figure out the time, we can figure out the money. That's never going to be a problem. And if you have a carburetor that breaks down, or your car breaks down, you need to fix it, and you don't have $2,000 to fix it, and you need the $2,000.
That's an expensive carburetor. Where have you been taking the car?
I don't know.
Do not take the car to that person ever again.
Clearly, I've shown that I know nothing about cars. But anyway, if you didn't have the $2,000, you'd figure it out. You'd get resourceful. You'd find it out, right? And that's what happened to you, to almost all of us, I think, at the beginning of 2020. We went, okay, we got to pivot. We got to figure this out, right? Did you have
100%.
something?
Well, I was just going to say, because that's what Lois was saying there in regards to being a coach, being an entrepreneur. When 2020 happened, that skill set just amplified because of the situation. And that skill set is, okay, this is what's going on in my environment. How do I work with it to my benefit and someone else's benefit? That's the entrepreneur. That's the sales project. This is to my benefit and your benefit. If it's just to your benefit, then I'm your servant, which can be okay. And if it's just to my benefit, then I'm a manipulator, or I can't think of what the word is. Anyway, but if it's in unison, so it helps you and it helps me, it helps both of us, then that's an act of combined effort. So looking, it's like, okay, things have changed dramatically. But that goal of still being able to help people and provide for my family, help people and be able to do the things I want to do. That goal still exists. So then there's always a way. I mean, there's always an answer. There's always a way. A lot of the time, people don't like the way or like the answer. That's why they stay in the comfort zone of the subconscious mind of like, well, I'm going to wait till this changes, or I'm not happy, or now I'm going to go into victim state of, I don't like this. It's like, well, there's no answer. There was an answer. You didn't like the answer.
You didn't like the answer, yeah. Or you didn't like the advice. Awesome.
So that's great that you took action and made changes, and things have been highly beneficial since then. So what's one of the surprising things that came about by doing this?
Gosh, I don't know if surprising is the right word. It was just refreshing to go back to center and not work nights and weekends anymore, and actually make way more money now than when I was on the rat race, hamster wheel, just, going through that fake it till you make it, kind of go, push. Because I did that for about 7 years and it was exhausting. And so being able to have now the capital and the income coming in on almost autopilot, and just like going, oh my, I don't really feel like working right now. I get to read a book. What? So and be a better friend, be a better mom, be a better wife, being able to apologize to my children. Hey, you know what? Mommy really didn't work smart for 7 years and she missed out on half of your life. So we're gonna make up for that. So even amidst the pandemic, and we live in Southern California, so it really was easy to travel. So we went to Big Bear and we went to Santa Barbara a couple times, and we went to Orange County and we did some staycations. And so just making up for lost time, even amidst the pandemic. Obviously I had to go through a lot of grief therapy and counseling and stuff too amidst all of that. So I was allowing myself to heal. Whereas 3 years ago when my dad died, it was just like, oh, push it down, got to keep working, got to, work harder, or, all the lies that we kind of were fed, I think, for a really long time.
Yeah.
In the sales industry, especially, that work hard, play hard mentality.
Oh, yeah. It was a very masculine way of selling. I call it the masculine way of selling because, and that's how they communicate. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way that they communicate. But it was very much push, handle objections, rather than just really actively listening and connecting with somebody on where they are and meeting them where they are,
Mm-hmm.
So
100%. Yeah, you're right. And I there's a book. It's a really intense book about, how society is addicted to fear. And that's exactly to your point is why I brought that up, is just really studying that and realizing, oh my gosh, that's why sales can be a swear word, and why people push is because of that masculine energy. So bringing back some divine feminine, bringing it back to, we are all, we have both feminine and masculine inside of us. Why can't we play to our strengths and leverage both of them is kind of part of what I really love about what I learned in 2020.
Absolutely. I love that.
So what is one of the key elements that the reader will get from your chapter in this book?
And by the way, 99 cents, guys.
99 cents.
Well, first of all, I got to give a shout out to Linda Sunshine West. She is the publishing company and the person who invited me. She's a dear friend of mine. There's not just my story. Like, you guys are going to get minds and hearts just blown open with gratitude and joy and overcoming and, inspiration, story upon story upon story. I basically just chronologue step by step every month, almost, pretty much, from how I went from 0 in my email list to 5,000 in 6 months. I went from $0 and, almost no money, even in those first 3 months, to 5 figures in month, essentially 5. And then how I was able to launch a top 20 podcast all inside of that. So I don't give every detail because it's only one chapter and they limited me to 1,500 words, but
How dare they?
Yeah, just essentially my 4-step proven formula that was layered in, that was able to help me build from, again, ground zero to a really great foundation that now, I can help coach other people. I really, truly, my story is, if Lois can do it, I mean, anybody can do it. It's just not everyone will. And so that's why I wanted to write that out in such a way so that it gives people a look under the hood of holy crap, that's really incredible. And as a result, I've just had gifts upon gifts and opportunities upon opportunities. Because once you build an email list, have a podcast, it's like the door is open, the summit stages happen. All of these things that I never, ever knew existed came about as a result of that, step-by-step, month-by-month process.
I love that. I love that. And I love that you help women. I love that you help men and women, but I love that heart-based selling, that true connection. That's why I'm so passionate about sales. I absolutely love it. I eat it. I breathe it. Jamie's like, he's all about the fun. I'm all about the sales.
I know, and I want to applaud you for that, because I do a lot of DMs now, direct messaging. That's where a lot of sales happen for me, and it all starts with a conversation, right? Building that trust and rapport. And I just loved your energy, and that's when your passion exudes through the computer. Anything is possible. So I'm so grateful to have met you guys.
Oh, that's awesome. That's actually what Jamie teaches. Jamie teaches those how to connect and how to connect virtually. Everything we did was live, but now he has a background in film and entertainment. In fact, he was with Warner Brothers Movie World for 3 years in Japan. Am I getting that wrong?
Way wrong.
I always get it wrong. Universal Studios.
Warner Brothers Movie World Australia for over 10 years. Universal Studios opening cast and crew for Universal Studios in Japan for 3.5 years.
For 3.5 years. So he did live action stunt shows, but he also choreographed them, wrote them, learned how to connect with the audience. And so now what we're doing is we're helping some of our clients to learn how to connect through the computer and let your energy and your passion and everything come through. So it's really important in this day and age. So that's awesome.
Yeah, authenticity is the key. I think everyone started taking off the masks. I know I did. I was tired of wearing it, right? And just be you. And it's amazing. So I'll have to have you guys on my podcast. That'd be fun.
Cool.
We would love that. Well, thank you so much for coming on. At Lois Koffie. Is that on Instagram? Is that on Facebook? Where can they find you?
Yep. Facebook and Instagram is the handle right there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Pleasure. Have a good one.
Guys.
Bye.
Great day.
Our next gal that we are bringing on, I'm so excited to talk to her because I haven't seen her in forever. And she is an amazing lady. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's super fun. She is one of the cutest personalities ever. She's nationally syndicated radio host, media trainer. She's best-selling author. I've got a bunch of her books on the carousel down there. We're going to be talking about them. Her radio show has won Best Morning Radio Show 3 years in a row. She hosts 4 hours of radio 5 days a week in Denver, Colorado. Angel's hosted over 2,000 broadcasts, and she's interviewed over 5,000 guests. So I'm a little nervous to interview the interviewer.
I see the tables have turned.
Oh dear. Angel is the winner of the most innovative business of the year, and she's been named Inspirational Woman Leader of the Year. She's absolutely incredible. You guys give her a huge round of applause. We're going to bring her on. Awesome. Hi, Angel. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh, why am I purple?
I don't know. Is it the lighting?
That's so funny. Okay, I'm purple at the moment, and it didn't look like I was purple right up until, although I think
You don't look purple on our end. Maybe you only look purple.
Is it your outfit that is turned purple, or you?
I don't know. Like the whole screen looks purple to me. Do I not look purple?
No, you look great.
No, you look great. You don't look purple on our end.
You
you don't. She doesn't look purple here either. So we have several screens up because we're streaming on several platforms.
Okay.
And you don't look purple on any of them.
No, we're just about to sync up the Oompa Loompa song though. So if you could move while we.
Oompa, Loompa, Loompa.
Well, it's seriously on my end. This is the most bizarre. It's like there's a whole purple hue over the whole screen.
Wow.
So
That's got to be so distracting. Are we purple too?
you are not.
Oh.
You are not. Only I am. But I've got like this really wild hair. I mean, it's kind of wild.
I love it.
Well, it's so good to see you guys. How are
It's
you?
great to see you.
We haven't seen you in years.
I think Chicago was last
Chicago may have been the last time we saw you.
Well, it had to be Chicago years and years ago. So where are you guys now? We're
in Vegas.
You're in Vegas. Okay.
Yeah. We're in Vegas. We were traveling for a while with the Small Business Expo, and we would see you there at many of those. So
That's going back many years now.
That's going
back 72 years when
dog years.
Anyway, Janelle has said hello. Janelle, welcome. If you're coming in on any other platform, the platform to be on is Amazon. That's where PJG said no one is purple. And PJG, you're also going to be entered into the prize wheel. To get entered into the prize wheel, you've got to click the link in whatever other platform you are in and come over to Amazon, because that's where you can also get Angel's book. It's now your most recent one is Get Discovered. Okay, good. I got that right. It's on sale. It's 85% off. It's only $2.99. Yep, look at that. Check that out. It's on the carousel right now. Grab that deal. I think she lowered.
We just discovered a great deal, an awesome deal, and something filled with value.
Absolutely. So tell us what they're going to learn from this book, Angel.
Well, first of all, thanks for having the book pulled up. It is a #1 hot new release right now. It has been for 3 weeks in a row. We just released it. This is my 15th book, my 15th published book. I can't believe that I've written 15. I remember writing my first one, and it was like pulling teeth, right, to get content out and to finally put something out on paper. But this book came, I was part of a huge project with 12 women who, and maybe like you, people who said, I want to write a book. They've always wanted to, and just, life gets in the way. And we all came together back in March and said, we're going to hold each other accountable, and we're going to all publish our own books, and we're going to stay on track. I had done it before. And so here was we gave them a timeline for how much, content to pull together, different milestones that had to be hit during that time. And all 12 women at the same time published their own book and then turned that book into a bestseller on August 29th. And so this is one of 12 books that were all published all together, which was an incredible accomplishment, because a lot of times when you get 12 authors together, they're writing a chapter like your last guest. And I've done that. What a great opportunity to be involved in a project like that. But this is actually, each one of us has published our very own book. So it's all, there's health and wellness, there's technology, there's health skincare, like everything. But this one is called Get Discovered: Using Media Interviews, I like this one, to grow your business, your book, and your brand. It's what I teach. It's what I do. It's how I have leveraged growing my business for really the last 15 years. Keeping just doing interviews on what I call OPP, other people's platforms.
I love that. And you know what's funny, Angel, is that so we have a running show that's done very, very well on Amazon Live. We're adding more and more shows. So this particular show just launched last week. And I reached out to you specifically because I'm like, she's not going to say no. She's not going to say no to an interview. She teaches this all day long. So I'm like, I'm going to contact Angel. And sure enough, I messaged you and like immediately, like, you're like, sure.
Right. I drink my own Kool-Aid. And so what I teach is 2 interviews a week puts you in front of 100 new audiences every single year. And it's a really fun way to grow your business, your brand. Before that, years and years ago, I did a lot of networking, right? A lot of going to events and networking and doing one-on-one meetings and one-on-one coffee meetings and realize that you cannot grow business fast enough if you're going to build it one person at a time. And so we teach. I happened to be a talk show host at the time. I happened to be in radio and started leveraging what we were teaching our advertisers on how to get more impact for their advertising dollar. And it turns out it works the same whether you're advertising dollars or you have no advertising budget, to go and be a guest in front of somebody else's audiences. And there are new shows happening and starting every single week. And they're looking for quality guests, right? They're looking for great content and they're bringing an audience together. You have something great to add value. So put your hands together and go and prosper.
I love that. Thank you so much. So you recommend 2 shows a week. So in your book, do you teach us how to find those shows?
There's a really simple formula for finding great content, great places to be featured. And of course, if you're into podcasts, we actually have a matchmaking Facebook group that matches podcasters to great guests. But if you use Google, right? If you type into Google your subject matter, what you are an expert in, and you click on news, it'll give you an instant database of media outlets that are covering your topic. And it's millions, thousands. I mean, so if you think about what your expertise is, Amy, what's your expertise?
Sales.
So if I type in sales into Google and I just look up news outlets, there's there's 9 zeros. So how many is that? Is that a billion?
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's plenty, right?
It's more than 10, and that's what matters.
Like 2 days ago, Wired Magazine, Forbes Magazine, Yahoo, CNBC 8 hours ago, another one, CNBC 3 hours ago, New York Magazine 7 hours ago, the Star Tribune 10 hours ago. Would these be great media opportunities for you to be interviewed on?
That'd be awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's a real, Google is our friend when you know how to use it. There are hundreds of thousands of media opportunities happening every single day. And so those are just the news outlets, but there's brand new podcasts that are starting all of the time. And there's Facebook groups and social media groups and Clubhouse groups, like all of them that are out there looking for guests. And so if you've got a great media pitch, you've got a great topic that you cover, and I teach you how to kind of match up that topic inside the book, how to find that right topic that you are passionate about, that there's media opportunities for it, and that there's money in the space, because I want you to be able to monetize your exposure. And we walk you through all of that inside the book.
Wow, that's fabulous. PJG is here and says, I'm her bootcamp student as well. So you have a bootcamp student watching you right now.
Hey, hi.
That's so cool. And Sam came on. Hi, Sam. Welcome. You're on the prize wheel and said, hey, it's the honeys. Yay. Welcome, Angel. So we have a fan base on Amazon that loves us. And we love them too because, we give them prizes. So that's what they love us.
We buy their friendship.
We buy their friendship.
It works. Amazon is such a great marketing partner and sales partner, especially for authors. You know, a lot of times they tell you that there's no money in the book. Like I've heard this from stage for years, like all the money's in the back end and in the high end customers, right? But there's a lot of money in book sales. In fact, it's the most ideal low ticket offer that you can put out into the world. And if you're wanting to, I call it #fund the life. Think about if there's a bill you want to pay or a vacation you want to go on, you want to hire a coach, invest in inventory. Most of the time we think, okay, well, how many customers do I need to serve if I want to increase my income, right? Like I need more customers. But what if I told you could increase your income with zero new customers, all by selling your books? If you do 2 interviews a week and you're sending folks to go onto Amazon, which is an amazing sales partner, to go and purchase your book, right? You can actually #fund the life. Think about how many books do you need to sell in order to do that thing. And if you're selling 25 copies every time you go and do a media interview, that's 200 copies a month. That's about $5,000 in sales. That's like no chicken scratch. And Amazon loves it because now you're boosting sales twice a week, right? You're bringing customers to their platform. They boost it. They'll send it out in emails. They'll put your book up along other people's and say, other people who saw this, found you too. They become an amazing sales partner. And so 100 sales a day is $1 million. No new customers. You do you, right? You live your life and don't sell your time, sell your knowledge.
I love that. And Amazon is a really cool partner. And it's been my favorite platform. We've done lives on we've done lives on all the other platforms. Amazon's my favorite. Amazon knows you better than even Facebook knows you. They know everything you buy. They know everything you're doing. And so it's super cool because what's Evans goes, it's not, wait a minute. Evans Shirley goes, it's not true. You bring us great deals too. And you're both too funny. That's why we love you both.
Okay, so Evans, it's not a contest here, but who's the funniest? It's okay if you say me. I'm more than willing to accept that.
But Amazon is a great platform for creators because when we go live, we have what's called a carousel, and you can't see it where you're at. But if you are on the live platform watching us, we can link 40 different products below us. Right. So on Amazon Live, I literally have like you can see it here. So you can see that your books I have all your books.
Wow.
I grabbed as many of your books as I could find and put them on the carousel, but I have yours featured at the top. So when I click on that, now I'm featuring your book. And then what's super cool about that is anybody that's searching you right now on Amazon, if I went to your Amazon page, our live is now on your page.
Brilliant.
So now we're borrowing traffic from you as well.
That is just brilliant. It's just so brilliant.
Cool. Yeah. Why don't you click on her book and see if you can see us live on there?
Okay, boss.
So you can scroll down. Usually it'll show it right. It's usually right in here somewhere. Oh, it's not. It's making a liar out of me now. It did this on another product the other day. I know. But usually it'll show up like it'll be right at the top there.
Okay, so let me try it. Let me look.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I saw us earlier today with on our other show when we clicked a product. I'm like, hey, that guy is ruggedly handsome, is what I saw, and that's why I paused for a moment. I'm like,
And then the other thing that they do is the first, I believe it's the first 10 in your carousel. They'll link you on those pages too. So you're getting discovered on many different ways, and Amazon has great ways to push you out. And push out the content, and they're really putting a lot of leverage on Amazon Lives.
So that's how we can get discovered. But everyone else out there, you can get discovered for only $2.99. That is a bargain to get discovered. I mean, you're doing yourself a disservice by not grabbing this at that price right now.
Yeah, and it was so funny because I never say no. Like here's to interviews. I never say no to interviews.
Oh, okay. Now we quantify it.
Because here's the thing. We might be fairly new on this interview. However, I'm also putting this out as a podcast. I will be repurposing this on all my social media. I'll be blasting this out over and over and over again. And especially with podcasts, I know when I get into a podcast, I go back to the very first episode. I want to listen to it from the beginning, and I listen to all of the episodes and I try to catch up. And some of them are difficult because some of them have like 500 episodes, but I still want to go back to the very first beginning episode. So it was really funny. I reached out to this lady on LinkedIn and I asked her, and I said, oh, we're just launching the show next week. This was a couple weeks ago. She goes, I only do proven shows. and I was like, okay, all right, all the best. And I thought, well, good luck trying to get on in the future.
You know, I'd say the same thing, Amy. It's, you know, we all started somewhere. We all did. And when you think about podcasts and you think about shows, it's those beginning shows that get the most views and the most traffic, because people often do start at the beginning, even if the show is established. And I love being a part of somebody's success story too.
Right?
I mean, I don't want to wait. Like, okay, you guys go improve yourself and then come back to me. No, I want to be a part. I want to be able to say, I was there at the beginning. I was there when it came about, right? I was part of that. The reason you lasted for 500 episodes was because you did 5, right? I mean, there's something about being there for somebody in the very beginning and being that support. We all had somebody that supported us, who said yes to us when we were an unproven concept. God bless them.
I know, right? Exactly.
If we
I'm honored.
everyone to grow in some way, then we get more growth in our environment. And through more growth, we get more opportunities, more fun, more wealth, more everything. So it's much better as you're climbing up the ladder to reach back and help other people up than try to climb over somebody. And in the film industry, which is this is a wonderful little story. When I was shooting, when I was in the film Street Fighter, there was an extra there, and like I was friends and I chatted to him, and turns out the reason he was there is because he was a writer whose film had been picked up for production. So he was the writer of the next feature film that was being made in the studios, and he was there just as an extra because they wanted him to have an understanding on how film works, because his story was being modified. So I'm like, this is the guy everyone's going to want to be best friends with, but they were treating you, oh, you're just an extra. You're not up where I am now. Oh. So I mean, everybody is heading somewhere. Help them along.
You bet. You bet. You never know who you're sitting next to, right? And we all have, right? We all have great potential. And our potential is really in that network of who do we know? Who are we connected to? And so I when you reached out, and I hadn't seen you guys, I adore you anyways. So it just made good sense to say, yes, I get to hang out and spend time with you.
I was so glad.
Time, right? I get to promote my book. I get to promote what I'm doing to a whole fresh new audience that I would not have had any access to, even if that audience is petite, right? So what that it's growing. It's still people that I wouldn't have known otherwise. And they wouldn't have known me. What a disservice, right? How selfish am I to say that your people don't need to know me either?
I know.
And we don't know who that one person is. Say for example, like the other day, brand new show, a different platform, or a different brand, and there was those 3 people. But one of those people may have a company with 1,000 employees that all need this book right now, or all need this product right now. It's like, it doesn't matter. You're reaching out. If you share, you've got the chance to be heard. If you got the chance to be heard, you got a chance to make a difference. And those that make a difference become remembered, and that's wonderful.
And Sam is loving this. She said, that's all we need is that one yes, right? And then PJ said, I'm just starting. Angel helped me become a bestseller. Nice. PJ, is your link on Amazon? And if it is, will you please go grab that link and post it in the chat for everybody that's on Amazon for us right now? That would be awesome. We would love that. Please promote your book. And then Sam said, yes, we all have to start somewhere. And that's so true.
It is. It is so true. But, and was it Jim Rohn? He says, you don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great. But what you do, right? What we do, what we think is ordinary is magic to other people. And we have to step up. We have to share our light. It's because people need to hear that story. They need to hear what you've been through. They need that hope. They need that laughter, right? If that person can do it, I can surely do it. And to not be, we don't have to be perfect, right? We don't have to have it all figured out and all together. Like, we're all just churning and trying to figure things out. Some of us have just been on the road just a little bit longer. And sometimes that's all you need to hear. It's like, I just need to just stay the course a little bit longer, and I'll get through it.
That's great. I always hear the saying, they say, oh, I need to get my ducks in a row. But if you look at the way that ducks get in a row, they get in the row in motion.
Yeah.
They don't just stand there and get in a row. They're in motion while they get into their row, right? So
Good.
it's being in that motion that helps us to, like, just getting started. And that getting started is the hardest part. You had something to pipe in there.
Angel mentioned something about on the road. That's
Yeah.
And it just reminded me, like, when I started my comedy career, that someone said, Jamie, you should take that on the road. Like, get it out there and take it as far away from us as possible.
Hit the road.
Yeah.
You're looking pretty debonair these days.
And he's looking hot. He's got his little man bun going on.
Yeah.
It's his COVID haircut.
This is my COVID haircut. It's just, this is one
this is mine too.
I love it. This is mine too. I haven't cut I've only cut my bangs. That's it.
Me too. Me too. And I did them myself. My daughters, I pull them together. I twist them. This is what my daughter showed me. Twist them, and then you just snip a little bit, and they like fall.
That's what that's my daughter taught me the same thing.
Amy's first attempt at doing her bangs that went horribly wrong.
They went horribly wrong. They were way up here, and I was wearing a baseball cap.
I just did it just a little bit at a time. It made me, I was pretty nervous about it. And obviously it needs to be done, but I can't remember last time my hair was this long.
I know, and I've actually been doing my own nails. I learned how to do my own nails during COVID.
Oh, that's impressive.
Dip. The nail dip is awesome.
Yeah.
It's easy. Yeah.
Okay. I might have to take you up on that, because
I'll tell you I'll show you the products I use.
Next we'll have to add nail dip to meet the authors.
Yeah, nail dip to meet the authors.
Books and nail dip are now going to be in the carousel.
Awesome. So Sam says, so true, Angel. We all sometimes need that push from that one person to start. Loving this interview. I have always wanted bangs in school. And PJ just posted her book, Good Skin Matters. Have beautiful skin for life.
Ooh.
Love it.
She was one of the 12. She was one of the 12. Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, I'm super excited. Yes.
And PJ, we'd love to have you on as well. So Angel can connect you with me. So.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Any of your authors, Angel, bring them over. We're happy to bring them on.
I would love to introduce you. There's 11 more of me, right? Of us. And every one of them has a beautiful book. And it is a bestseller or a hot new release. 12 of them became bestsellers. 6 of the 12 also became hot new releases.
Ooh.
And so, I mean, they're super awesome. And who wouldn't want to have beautiful skin for life? This is a woman who has been teaching skincare since she was, yay big, right? And she's just always been a caregiver, always been taking care of others. And especially during COVID, right? We're talking about doing our own nails. You couldn't go to the salon. You couldn't go to the spa. So she's teaching you how to have beautiful skin from home. And so, she'd be an awesome guest. And then there are 10 more behind her that I would love to introduce you to.
We would love it. We'll have them on. We love it. We love talking. We learn so much. We have such great conversations. So I absolutely love that. I was going to ask you a question. I had it a second ago. One of the preconceptions I think that people have about doing media interviews is that they have to be some sort of celebrity. But you actually help business people to get more discovered. Is that correct?
To be seen as a celebrity.
To be seen as a celebrity, right? So,
that this is the thing. It's like we all have something to share with the world, and we think that we'll talk ourselves out of it, right? I'm not good enough. I don't have a big enough audience. I don't, whatever. It doesn't matter. The audience doesn't know. They don't know. And so if you can share your story, be authentic, build that know, like, and trust factor. And especially if you've written the book on it, right? I love to introduce people as the expert. In fact, they're writing the book on it or have written the book on it, because it does elevate you. but don't let status keep you from sharing your goodness with the world, right? You'll elevate to it, but you have to start. And so start by doing podcasts, start by swapping stages with other people who serve the same client, even going upstream, downstream. There are people who serve the same client as you do, but with a completely different product. You guys could do stage swapping, podcast swaps. There's so many opportunities. 2 interviews a week is 100 stages a year. That's amazing. You can't write enough emails or LinkedIn messages or direct messages in order to get in front of that type of audience. And social media is so noisy and so crowded, right? We're all trying to find the new shiny, right? In order to get ourselves out in front of new people. Whereas there are opportunities every day right in front of you. If you just kind of have to your sales hat off just for a minute, Amy. I know you have good sales hat, but put your PR hat on and think like a publicist. Think about what added value you can bring. What stories can you share? Because good stories get good airtime, right? And it isn't so much about facts and figures, because we can learn everything. We can look everything up online. But if you can tell stories, if you can engage, if you can be interesting, like hold a conversation and then lead them back to go buy your book, right then and there is a beautiful business plan.
I love that. And I love that it's around books. That's so awesome.
So you mentioned like we all have a story to tell. Now, being in the industry and as such as for the length of time that we all have, we've got some embarrassing stories or interesting or humorous stories. It's something like, OMG, I can't believe that just happened. Do you have anything like that you'd love to share?
Well, I will tell you that right now, I'm in my shorts because my whole family has had COVID for the last week. And I've been sicker than a dog for a week. And so 5 minutes before I came on, doing dry shampoo through my hair and putting my lipstick on.
I would never have guessed you are currently right now sick with COVID.
Wow. And love and blessings and prayers to you and all your family too.
Yes, absolutely. Love to all of you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
We're getting through it. We're getting through it. It is no joke, right? This thing is so wicked. It's so wicked and so scary. And we can't let fear stop us, right? And we can't let this stuff like get the best of us. And I just think like the world needs our story, right? The world needs our goodness. And so yeah, dry shampoo.
That is I'll just quickly say that, then you can read that. That is such a beautiful and wonderful story, an example of everything that you've just talked to us and of what's in your book. And that is like, go as far as you can go. Okay, this is what's happening, yet I still can make this commitment by making a few adjustments. I'm not going to get into I'm not going to put my high heels on. I'm not wearing my high heels either.
I'm not going to do an evening gown.
That's right.
For this interview.
Yeah, I'm going to do what I can.
Right. That you get to do it from home, right? You don't have to go into a studio. We don't have to get all dressed up. I'm barefoot right now, right? Like so
am I. Oh, I can't lift it up.
Yeah.
Me too.
We're all with you, women. Toes united.
Do you know, Angel, I have not put on a pair of high heels in 2 years since COVID started because I've been home this entire time. So it's like I'm getting a little spoiled. I don't even know if I can wear them anymore.
I wore about a couple months ago. We went out to dinner and it was not pretty. It was not pretty. And my husband's like, did you forget how to wear them? I said, apparently.
Apparently I did.
They're not easy to wear. I had to wear them for a show about 20 years ago. And I'm like,
what are you guys doing? That's awesome. Well, I have an embarrassing story. So the very, very, very first time I ever went onto a stage, I went running up the stairs and I tripped and fell flat on my face. That is true. I did that.
Oh,
And you weren't there as a stunt
I
actress.
was not there that was not a, this is where my grandson, when he actually does a real fall, he goes, that was not a stunt fall.
I've never fallen on stage. I've never tripped, probably close to it, right? Going up and down the steps, but it's never actually happened. I think that, one of my speaking, because of course I was that girl who had stage fright in high school. And so I had a big fear of public speaking, and, my voice would clam up, I couldn't get a word out edgewise. And I've pretty much overcome that. But every now and again, like my throat will dry up like completely. And you're like, I got nothing. And you're freaking out and panicking over
Water. Where's the water?
Right? But I've been in radio now. I did 10 years of radio from Denver, Colorado. I hosted 4 hours of talk radio every day. Then my first year after leaving broadcasting, I spoke on over 100 stages. And then when COVID hit, we just went to Zooms, right? And live, webinars and live streaming. And it's been a blessing and a curse, right? Because we've been able to stay connected to so many people because of technology. God bless it. And because I think if we weren't, I think we'd be even lonelier, right? We'd be even lonelier than we are now. And this thing is no joke, and I hate it. But
yeah,
God bless technology.
We had it. I think we had it in February of 2019.
Right at the beginning of it all.
We were sick the entire month.
Just come back from overseas. Well, I'd come back from overseas.
He'd come back from overseas and gave me the funk, and then
gave her this coldy thing.
And then I haven't been able to taste for the last 2 years, but now it's starting to come back.
Yeah.
So after I got vaccinated, I got my taste back a little bit, but now I'm on some other therapies that are starting to help that come back. So now I'm getting my taste buds back. But yeah, it's brutal. It's not nice. It's not nice.
These you guys shared a couple of stories, so I guess I could share this one story.
Do it quickly because we're running over time.
Okay, well, I'll do the short version. MC of a fairly large event. It was only like, well, back at that time it was a big event for me, but there's like about 300 or 400 people. And of course, I'd put on a little bit of weight, so my jacket still fitted, but my pants not quite. So I'd gone and got another pair of pants to match the jacket. Hey, but I packed the wrong pants. So I get on stage, and of course, at times I can be animated. And so early on, I'm animated, and I can feel my pants rip. And of course, when your pants rip, you don't know how far they've ripped, but you're afraid to look because everyone's looking at you because you're the only one on stage. So, of course, I'm frozen.
Did you have to sidestep off the stage?
All of a sudden, I'm doing everything sideways. Absolutely. And so what ended up happening is we didn't have any chance to fix it, but off stage, gaff tape and a black marker pen, and I finished the show.
Oh, my God.
But it was the most fun. But there's the thing. I wasn't worried about any of the other things I normally worry about in a show. I was just worried, can you see my butt? And that was the only thing I had to worry about. And the show was awesome.
I've done the black tape on my boots, right? I've done the whole pretty woman thing. Taking
her up on social media if you want to ask her any questions personally. If you want to get to know her a little bit better, you can find her on any of the socials. She's on all of them. And why don't we go ahead and spin that prize wheel? Angel, I want you to hang out for just a minute, even while we end the show, because I'd love to chat with you for just 2 minutes afterwards, if that would be okay. Okay.
All right.
So let's go ahead and spin that
wheel. Have we got everybody on the wheel? If you let us know if you don't. Jimmy
Jimmy's
here.
Us too. Jimmy,
you're on the wheel as well.
We have a lot of people watching on Amazon, but we only have had this many people comment.
You
so
have to
you
comment
have to comment to get
be in
on
the prize
wheel. And you're going to win the Study of Roots language. It's on the Carousel student workbook, won by Shayna Gasfreund.
All
right, let's do it. Woo! Oh, Sam! Woo, Sam! Sam, you just won this book. I will put that. I believe I have your address, but you can email me. Awesome song.
As a previous winner.
Lots of
We're all winners here today because you got to hear from two amazing authors. And of course, Angel's book right here, $2.99.
Grab that book, guys. It's such a good deal. Such a good deal.
This is like going through the Amazon jungle of books and there's a discovery.
I love that. I love that. You guys, books are power because knowledge is power. Get reading. I think it's really important. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning.
Tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life. So come on, just tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life. Tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life. So come on, just tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live.